Hey guys, it's Kesha, and I just did my interview for the Zach Sang Show.
Let's do this. Zach Sang Show.
Hello, beautiful human.
Hello, beautiful human.
We have Kesha in the studio.
Hey.
Back to cats. They matter.
They do.
Why are you a cat person over a dog person?
Because cats are a little bitchy, and they're like, you have to earn their love.
Yes.
So when you get it, it feels so, like, such a reward.
I totally understand that. And I feel like I go after cats in real life.
Like female cats?
Well, no. Like people who are like cats.
Yes,
Like
feline-esque humans.
Yeah, like this idea that I get what you're saying because the love is sweeter when you work hard for it.
Yeah, you got to work for it.
When it's a challenge, it's like climbing that mountain, getting to the top, seeing the view.
Yeah, and you finally get a cat pet.
Yeah. And the cat loves you and wants to hang out with you. And
for like 3 seconds. And then it's on your bed. That's my personal experience.
I go after in life people who don't really want me. I want a challenge. I want to
You want the chase.
I want to work.
That's like natural animal instinct, I think.
It's
So
kind of. I don't want to be an animal.
you are an animal. I hate to break it to you.
By the way, I am an animal as a fan of you. Yes.
But you're also just an animal living on this weird earth.
Which, by the way, that ties into your brand new record.
Everything in my life does.
That's a part of the process and why it is true, right? Because your records, and I can't wait to dive in. I'm
Me
so
too.
excited.
I'm excited too. I'm like super curious what you've heard. And
I've only heard Raising Hell.
oh, okay, amazing.
But okay, your music is you. You are many things. You've said that many times, right? Like,
Yeah, I think we all are, and I think that the less we can put each other in boxes, the better.
does your music always reflect that? Is that why you can't hammer one sound?
Well, I can hammer it. I just, it's song by song. Because I just refuse to be one thing because I feel like that, especially being a female in entertainment, like people really want to put you in one box. And, if you're lucky, you get two. But I'm just all the things, like totally emotional and then very grounded. And it can all happen within the matter of 30 minutes. And then I can be madly in love and just like want to break up with the same person in a matter of 30 seconds. So I feel like you can be all of these things. I'm a songwriter. I'm an artist. I'm a performer. I yodel. Like all this stuff. So I feel like, and it goes with like sexuality and just being a person of the world. I feel like we all just we shouldn't have to put each other in boxes.
I couldn't agree with you more. And by the way, the fact that your music can reflect every different chapter or version of you and as you evolve, that to me is like a real artist, right? Somebody who can take their reality and turn it into something that, I don't know, is just so much bigger.
Well, I think that anybody that makes art wins. So it's not even just like whether or not I'm an artist. I've decided that I feel comfortable saying I'm an artist because that's what I've devoted my entire life to. But I think anyone that makes art is an artist. And as someone that cooks really well, that's an art within itself. So if you make art, you're an artist. And it doesn't matter if it's good or bad art because who gets to decide what is good and what is bad art? All art is subjective. So if you make art, you win. So I just encourage everybody to make things because I think creatively just creating anything is good for your soul.
Have you ever felt like you were put into a box?
Oh, God, yeah. But not like it hasn't been necessarily a self-proclaimed box. It's been more of an external projection box.
I get it.
And I would like to not adhere to any of those boundaries and genres and kind of conform to anything, especially a projection of an idea of who I am because it's other people's perspective.
That's it. It's not you.
No. And I feel like I'm like a bit of a rainbow chameleon thing.
You're not somebody else's opinions or thoughts.
No.
You're your
I'm
own.
all the things. And
You're whatever you
trust
want.
me, I got all of them. I have like a million things going on. So you can't just label me as one or two.
Isn't that freeing though? When you can finally be like, yo, me who I am in my truest self could be what becomes my art.
Well, I really think, and this might be like a little crazy sounding, but I had my aura read and it's was my favorite color of this like turquoise ocean blue. So ever since that moment, I was like, I'm just like a blob, a blue blob with the skin suit, and my aura changes colors. So I just feel like I'm a floating aura blob in a skin suit.
How do you so how do you take that and focus that into a record?
Well, once I accepted I'm just an aura blob floating in a skin suit, then I was like, this is great. I have no boundaries and I can just do whatever the I want. Can I say?
Yeah, you're cool.
Okay. So I just like can do whatever I want to, and some people will like it, some people won't. I've accepted that it's all good.
By the way, like, amazing things to realize in life, because once you realize these things that you've just stated, right? Or a blob,
Yes.
the fact that like who really gives a fuck what other people think?
Yeah.
You really can be free.
And it doesn't matter, like, success is your own definition of success. Like, some people's success, including my own old version of success, has totally changed in the past 10 years. Like, my version of success now is, am I doing something that I like and I am proud of? And if that's a yes, then I feel successful. It doesn't matter if one person listens to the song or 100 people or however many people. That's not how I base success anymore. It's not off of a number out of an external confirmation. It's more just personal.
How do you get there? Because it is a quest, because there must have been some point in your life where you hung on to numbers and sales or concert
I
seats,
actually
whatever.
never looked at numbers, because even if it's like a big number or a smaller number, I never knew like exactly what that meant anyways. So I was never like one of the people that tracked my numbers on things. And quite frankly, anytime in my younger, much, much younger years, I ever tried Googling myself, it was just like horrific. I would just be like, no, close the computer and like throw it across the room. So I decided to never Google myself again. That was one thing that helped me find a little more inner peace. And yeah, and then I just don't let anything external determine my happiness or my sense of success or what I'm proud of or what I'm happy with. I get to choose. Nobody else gets to tell me how I am. I get to choose.
How is that evident in this brand new album that is coming?
Well, I think that I said this, I don't know if you've seen the album trailer that I put
Yes.
out, but I just kind of, I had to address some certain very serious issues on the last record, which
Rainbow.
was intentional on Rainbow. And it was extremely cathartic, therapeutic, whole conversation and narrative and experience for me. And I wanted to make a record that is indicative of where I am right now in my life. And right now, I want to express joy and hope in a world that is not totally full of that all the time. And also, I do think there's a beauty to the escapism that is pop music. And I want to bring people joy, because I know that when I'm in the shower and I just woke up and I get to kind of make up my mind about how the day's going to go, I put on some happy music and I try to feel as good as possible. And I really think that it is underestimated how far just 3 minutes of positivity and fun can go. And I'm not talking about my own music. I'm talking about just any positive, happy music. It really can change your mood. It can set up your whole day differently. And I wanted to contribute to that culture of helping not only myself, but whoever else want to put on a song and feel good.
It starts with you, and then it's everybody else, right?
Well, I definitely always have my fans in mind.
What-
And then I also have taken in, obviously, the political climate of the world, which is chaotic. And taking a step back, I wanted to contribute something that was myself. It's genuine to where I am in my life, but also something that makes people feel really good, because we need that.
So, Raising Hell,
Yeah.
featuring Big Frida.
Hell yeah.
Let's shake what the good Lord gave us.
Yes. Shake
Amen.
it up.
My favorite line.
Bounce it up and down where the good Lord split it.
Come on. So good. But you know, this lyric really stood out to me. Can I get an amen? This is for the misfits of creation. Take this as your holy validation. I probably said that a little wrong.
You don't need to hide. We're celebrating. This is our salvation. So that part is, there are levels to this song, and I think the very surface level is nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes, and doing bad things is sometimes really, really fun. So I can be a good-hearted, well-intentioned person and still like to go out and be just a naughty, crazy, wild person sometimes.
Yes.
But I'm still a good person. I just like sometimes am a little debaucherous and wild. And I think you can have that dichotomy of being a good person and also liking to go out and like do whatever it is you
Party?
like to do. Party your face off. And, or, I don't know, fill in the blank, whatever you like to do. Sometimes good girls know how to get hard too. Yeah, that's my favorite lyric of the song. It's because I feel like I am a good person. I try very hard to be, but then I also, I like to do bad stuff sometimes.
Yo, beautiful human, if you're considering going back to school, you really should ask yourself the following questions. Do you need the flexibility to take classes on your schedule? Do you have college credits that you need transferred? Do you want to earn a quality degree from a world-renowned university? If you answered yes to any of those questions, Arizona State University really is the perfect school for you. ASU offers over 200 highly ranked degree programs 100% online. You're going to earn the same degree that you would on campus from wherever you are on your schedule. Plus, ASU Online accepts most transfer credits. If this is of any interest to you, seriously, text Zach, Z-A-C-H, to 35517. You'll get more information. Learn for yourself why the Wall Street Journal ranks ASU 5th in the nation for producing the best qualified graduates, and why 87% of ASU grads are recruited within 90 days of graduation. Learn to grow, learn to succeed, and learn to thrive at Arizona State University. Learn more right now about ASU online degree programs. Just text Zach to 35517. That is Z-A-C-H to 35517. When does this record come to you? Is it after doing something bad and then having to question?
And then I wake up and I'm like, damn, that was fun. That doesn't make me a bad person. That was super fun. And I had the best time ever. And now I'm super inspired to go in the studio and work and talk about it and encourage people to just be all sides of themselves. And it doesn't have to take away from the fact that you can have a very good heart and enjoy doing kind of naughty things.
By the way, like, very, very, very true. And there are some hungover moments where, like, I've woken up and I'm like, oh, fuck, like, did that actually happen?
It happens, yeah. But it's not like, it doesn't make you a bad person.
Doesn't define me.
No, it doesn't define you. It doesn't make you a bad person, especially as a woman. Thinking about drinking, I've gotten for that my entire career, so I'm used to that by now. But I'm like a 32-year-old woman that is responsible about it. I do not feel bad about going out and having a good time. I will not apologize for it. I'm over feeling guilty about it. It is such archaic bullshit.
Louder. I mean, technically, you're the loudest one could get with this topic. You have a record about it.
I sure do.
Who do you call into the studio when it's time to create this?
Well, my mom.
Which is, I love it.
She gets me. She made me. She gets me. My friend Rabel, who's also on his own, such an amazing artist, like amazing singer-songwriter. But we also co-wrote a huge portion of this record together. He's one of my best friends. And Frida, I met on the Kesha Cruise, which sounds insane. It was insane, but it was super fun. And that's like, we like met and then we got matching tattoos and it was just a whole thing. That's
what happens.
What happens.
When you meet somebody for the first time.
And then you have a song together. I don't know. It's just what happens in my life.
It's amazing.
And then, I don't know if I'm allowed to tell about, well, I don't know.
Whoa.
May I? About the other people on the record? Okay, cool. So it's like all sides of things. So the single's obviously like uplifting, like be you and have fun, and bad stuff makes you feel alive. So go get, go do your thing, have fun.
But when you call in your mom, right? And Rabel, your best friend.
Yes.
Two people you're clearly incredibly comfortable with.
Yeah. And I trust, and we can just go for it.
I love the relationship you have with your mom because it is so unique.
I know, but we just have not had like, it's never been one of those things where it's like, we can't talk about this or we can't talk about that. Since the beginning, we've written songs together. So we wrote a song called Cannibal about dismembering and eating men. So, I mean, it's like really never been this very uncomfortable with being open kind of relationship. We're very comfortable with being open.
Which is so beautiful. Because,
it is. It's also probably unconventional.
Oh, 150%. Because you're obviously incredibly comfortable together, but at the same time, these records must bring you closer.
Yeah, it's fun. It's actually like a wonderfully bonding moment, I find. But it's also my entire family, when we get home for Christmas, we'll just start playing music together, which, as I've learned by talking to other people, is really weird. But like, I can't cook, so that's how we bond, is we like make music.
This is how I contribute.
It is. We garden and write songs and play with animals and save animals. That's like our bonding experience as a family.
So you tell your mom everything?
But yeah, most things. She knows most of the stuff.
Do you, like this record in particular, right? Raising Hell, this song.
Yes.
Do you hold any details back from the bad things you did that make you question whether
Oh God,
or not?
no. She knows. She knows, whatever. And like the thing is, I'm like, the song is about, I have a really empathetic, loving heart. So she knows that if I'm being like a bit of a jackass one night, it's because I need to let off a little steam or I'm celebrating or whatever. And my true self is like, hey, I just love everybody. I want them to be happy. That's a lot of what that song is about too, is making people feel comfortable knowing that you don't have to be defined by one action or one mistake. People make mistakes and you can still be a good person. And you don't have to let somebody else define that for you. I also grew up in the South where there's a lot of religion going around, and I've just always been fascinated with religion. So the video has a lot of religious kind of iconography in it. And the quote that you pulled up, this is for the, can I get an amen?
Yes.
This is for the misfits of creation. You don't have to hide. We're celebrating. This is our salvation. All of that is kind of also on a deeper level than just the surface level of the song, is like, have fun, raise some hell while you're alive. While we're here, have fun, you're good. You don't have to feel guilty. But then the underlying message, especially at that ending part, is anyone, especially I've found a lot of LGBTQ members have felt distanced from the church. And I feel like you can have your own connection with whatever spirituality and certain kinds of religiousness that don't have to make you feel excluded. And I find when I go to a show that is either someone I love, like I went and saw Neil Young recently, I felt like I was part of the Neil Young church for that night. And I was just basking in that. So I want to give people a place to come and just dance and be themselves and feel totally comfortable and free to be whatever, whoever, look however, just whatever that makes them happy and comfortable.
Do you feel like you're a misfit of creation?
Oh, dear God, yes. Very much so.
You got to be one to lead one.
I mean, I'm just part of the crowd, but I want to give people, like, my dream was always to have like a safe place where people can come and be themselves and feel comfortable, and it's all love and it's good vibes, and then we also can go totally ape. So
Hell
hopefully
yeah.
this song is gonna what's the word I'm looking for? It's gonna encourage people to feel free and wild.
Safely.
And safely and included and like celebrating it.
You brought up religion. Your view of God is, you were on record saying you view God as nature and space and energy in the universe.
Yeah.
Do you believe in heaven and hell?
I do believe that I think one of the great things about life is no one knows what happens when we die. I think that's one of the driving forces of humanity, is trying to figure it out, trying to figure out how to make sure you go to a good place or avoid the bad place and all this stuff. But really, at the end of the day, none of us know for 100% for sure. And I love that that's a great mystery of life. But I do think that while you're here on Earth, and experiencing other people, experiencing everything that's from your perspective. Like all of this is from my perspective. I feel like I create the heaven and hell within choosing the actions that I choose. So if I choose to be honest, if I choose to be positive, if I choose to not find negativity in something else and kind of take the high road, ironically,
Here we go.
in my mind, then I'm creating kind of a heaven for myself because I know that I have this life to create that. When I make poor choices or lie or hide or do those things, and I feel like garbage, and that's
Hell.
hell. So I kind of am trying to create a little bit of heaven for myself on earth by just being open and honest and free and positive and all the good stuff. Because after we go, you have no idea. So I'm praying if there is a heaven and hell, I get to go the fun one, whichever that one is.
But you're doing it now.
Yeah, I just believe that all we have is right here, right now. So I might as well just enjoy it and be as positive as possible. And then it creates a better environment of life. So I'm not so much worried about where I go when I die as where I am right now.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I've never heard it explained like that, and I really respect that and appreciate it. And I understand it.
Yeah. Just like you kind of create your own heaven and hell, depending on your choices and your mentality. And I especially find that in being honest. Like I love, and you'll hear more of my record soon, but just, you can just truly be yourself. And as long as I'm not ashamed of myself. And even pulling a quote from the song Praying, it's like, I'm proud of who I am. The more I can embrace that, the better I feel here. And the more I can help other people, the better I feel here. So it's creating this like debaucherous and raucous, but heavenly atmosphere because it's fun and I'm enjoying myself.
And it's rooted in honesty.
Yeah.
You don't need to try to be something you're not or focus on hiding things or just be you.
Or just like negativity, not only myself, but other people. I try to just be positive about it all.
Beautiful.
I mean, I'm not perfect at it. Don't get me wrong.
You take the high road as much as possible.
Sometimes that song and title is slightly misleading. And once you hear the song, you'll understand why.
Interesting. Is that the title of the album?
Okay, yeah, I can tell. Yes, it is the title of the album.
What does the backwards candle represent?
The candle it's a 3-dimensional photo of my face. I think I had about 1,000 cameras pointed at my face. So that is a picture of my face. Then we made it into a candle, and it represents a lot of things, but I think the fact that life is finite and to just be in the moment as much as possible. The melting candle, not to sound too morbid, but it's like life. And also I found, kind of like I told you earlier, that I've become less and less attached to like the physical. It's really fun to play with. It's like a wonderful Christmas tree I get to decorate, but it's also not all about just the outward. It's also a lot about the inward.
You just said something. You're out. It's like a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
You are always different.
Yeah, of course.
Like even the visuals for Raising Hell, you look like somebody who I'd see on my TV trying to force me to give to the church.
Perfect.
And then
That is what I was going for.
You would definitely fly in a private jet afterwards.
Would I?
Yeah, no, that woman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
But see, she might be in an Astrovan. I don't know.
Maybe she's working towards like Joel Osteen status.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, it's the truth. You're always different. You are a chameleon.
I mean, so is everybody.
So your art and your physical appearance, they do connect?
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's fun to play with. That's like kind of what I think about it. I think it's the less you connected and defined by it, you can be, at least for me, the freer I feel. Like just having fun with it. I have a lot of like, my glasses are ridiculous. My outfit is ridiculous. My shoes are ridiculous. My nails are fucking ridiculous. But it's really fun for me. I have really stupid tattoos. But like, I'm having fun.
And that's what matters.
And that's what matters. So I encourage everybody to have fun with that too. And it just used to define me so much about 10 years ago. I was so obsessed with just looking perfect. And now I could not care less what anybody else projects onto me because there is no real definition of what perfect looks like. And I feel like people will like, that my hair is dark and a lot of people won't. And it's not my problem and it's not my business.
Yeah.
I'm just tried a different hair color. I got a lot of comments that were like, "Are you on crack?" And I was like, "Because I dyed my hair dark."
The two go hand in
No,
hand.
but also because I dyed my hair dark. But so I just think people should be able to experiment and play in life because it is not infinite. These bodies we don't have them forever, so have fun with them and try different hair colors if you want to.
Did you find your rainbow?
I think I'm like living in it right now. I'm super excited about it.
Hell yeah. Were you living in your rainbow while writing High Road?
When you hear the whole record, there's definitely like some very up songs that are really fun that are just connected to joy and all the stuff I've been talking about. And then there are some super introspective, not joyful, really sad songs because I think that's the dichotomy of being a human being is you can't just be one thing. Like I told you earlier, you're all the things, and I'm a super emotional person. So one day I'll be having the best day of my life, and the next day I might be contemplating what my life would be like if I had had a father figure. There's a song on the record like that. So it's not that you have to constantly live 100% in joy. I think that that's nearly impossible. I mean, maybe it is possible, but I'm not Buddha, so I don't know. But I find that when I express my feelings and my thoughts into art and I create, then it helps me cope and move through the emotions. And you're almost listening to me sort out a therapy
Yeah, you're inside.
session in a couple of these songs.
Is Rainbow a healing album for you?
Rainbow is I almost think of Rainbow and High Road as this like yin and yang, where one was addressing and becoming comfortable with vulnerability. And, really, I felt like I had so much to prove to myself. And there was like it just felt like a lot. But then it was like a huge release when it came out. And after that album, I didn't really know exactly what sound to make. Like I went to the studio and I was like, I really don't know because I love so many different kinds of music. And really in my heart and my soul, I love pop music. Like I can be a cheesy. I love pop music. And I just kind of embraced that side of it too. I love the Stooges. I love Iggy Pop. But I also love pop music that just on the first listen makes you want to shake your ass and have fun and roll the windows down and yell the song at the top of your lungs. So I kind of, hopefully on this record, you'll hear me embracing the sides where I just love pop music unapologetically. I don't find it to be a guilty pleasure. I find it to just be an absolute pleasure.
When you're working with your mom, right, and you're doing a record like about your dad.
That one I didn't write with her. That one I actually wrote. It was mostly inner dialogue, and I was just on the mic talking.
Wow.
So it came out very like stream of consciousness, and it was something I never intended on talking about in a song, and definitely not as publicly as it's about to be talked about. But I played it for a friend of mine who had a very different situation with her father, but an absentee father. And she was like, you have to put this out. Because I wasn't initially going to because it's so personal. She called me like after she heard it. And she was like, you have to. There are going to be so many people that can relate to this. So, that one's kind of for her.
The free-flowing nature of how that song came to be. I mean, usually, when somebody writes a song, like it doesn't just... You're not just sitting in front of a microphone, like just speaking into existence, essentially. Like,
yeah.
So, do you feel like that message has been inside of you for a long time?
I don't know. I really sat down that day and did not intend to write that song at all. It kind of wrote itself, and I felt more like a conduit for some sort of subconscious information that I needed to get out. And like as it was happening, I was sitting there being like, I hate this. I hate this.
But it's happening.
And it's happening and I hate it. And the two men I was working with both have children and were just so moved by it. And that was really inspiring to me because, it's about growing up without a father figure. And I just remember I was with two men that feel so safe and so kind and so gentle. And they just kind of left me alone. And they're like, just keep doing this. It doesn't have to go anywhere if you don't want it to. But I think it's really important because whatever's coming out of your mouth right now obviously is coming from somewhere. So just let it happen.
Don't stop it.
Yeah. And then you can decide what to do with this later. So it was really just by being surrounded by really safe, encouraging, kind people. And especially some men, surprisingly, writing a song about not having a father figure. You would think that would be maybe more sensitive, but I don't know, I was very encouraged by being surrounded by these fathers that were moved by the song.
Hopefully it serves as a cautionary tale.
Well, they all were like, I want to go home and hug my babies. And I was like, you should.
Has that ever happened to you where a song flowed like that or before?
Yeah, some of them come really fast and some of them don't. Like, I remember Your Love Is My Drug. I wrote that one with my mom, and that one came out in like 20 minutes. It was a quickie. And then there are some that take ages. I'm trying to think which one took the longest on this record. I don't know. A couple of them take, really going in and dissecting parts and pieces, and then some just kind of happen.
When you play that record for your mom, what is her reaction? Can she listen as your mom, or does she listen from like the artist perspective? And
that one was probably the hardest because she felt bad. But the thing is, I have the utmost respect for my mom. She is she's both mother and father to me, and she held space for the feminine and the masculine, and I wouldn't change how I was raised in a million years. And I have so much respect for women that have children on their own, which is exactly what she wanted to do, for single parents. And it has nothing to do with wanting any of my life to be different. It was just, what if? It was a curiosity, stream of consciousness conversation I was having with myself about, I wonder what life would be like if this were different. So at first she was feeling like it was personal to her. And I was like, this has nothing to do with you. Nothing at all. Like, this purely has to do with my experience on this earth and how it would be different under a different circumstance. So once I explained that to her, and I was like, she's the best mom in the world. She's like a superhero. I love her so much. And I've like talked about her and written with her, and she's so talented. And she's a badass. For being a single mother,
she's
fucking hard. And like, I have so much respect for it. So it has nothing to do with wanting anything to be different.
Your relationship is so fascinating to me because it is so deep, and with every record you grow closer and closer. And
yeah,
I don't know. And she's an incredible woman.
She's an incredible woman and an incredible person. And she has taught me to never give up. And she's taught me that I can do anything I want. And especially even with the way she had me without a father figure involved, it made me realize you don't have to depend on anyone else but yourself. Like, you can, and if you find love, it's beautiful. But
you don't need it.
Yeah, and in watching her, there's no exact way a family is supposed to look either. The same way that a woman is supposed to be X, Y, or Z. No, the same way that a family is supposed to look like X, Y, or Z. It's just not true. I think it's all made up by society. And I frankly wasn't raised in an environment that it was just like very not conventional, which is very normal to me. And I would like to normalize any of the stigmas that go along with any of that stuff.
So what is unconventional anymore? Nothing.
Kind of nothing. And that's how it should be, because people should feel comfortable to just be whoever they are under whatever genre or non-genre that they feel like being. And I feel like they shouldn't have to have to feel like you have to define yourself in any way, shape, or form.
Just choose to be you.
Yeah.
Louder. What are you thinking over there?
Was it hard to write pop songs again after Rainbow?
I mean, the truth is that like I love pop songs so much, so it's actually harder for me to not write a pop song. Like, I love pop songs, and because I love the instant gratification of like a really catchy pop song, there's nothing that brings me more joy. And I don't know, it took me a while to be able to even say that because I felt like it sounded so uncool, but I like pop music. Like, eat me.
Do records for you start only in the studio, or will you keep voice memos? Do you keep
all
notes?
the things. Oh, voice memos. I have hundreds and hundreds. Yeah, when I go on hikes, I write. When I go on bike rides, I hike. When I'm at the beach, I hike. When I'm sleeping, or what was I saying? I said I was hiking.
Yes.
I've been on lots of hikes recently. Okay, so when I'm at the beach, I write. When I'm sleeping, I write. When I'm hiking, I write. And what did I recently? Yeah, like yesterday, I was on a hike and I was writing a song. So that's where that came from.
Are you, when you're like on the move, are you doing lyrics? Are you like humming melodies? Like, what is it?
It's both. It's whichever one is like mostly on my mind.
So like on this last hike, was it
On
a
the
lyric?
hike yesterday. Yeah. So on the hike yesterday, that's why that was on my mind, is I was thinking about how, what was the line? They say you don't appreciate what you have until it's gone. And I would like to live in a place where I appreciate things while I have it, because inevitably everything is always changing and change is the only constant in life. So I would like to try to appreciate things while I have it and not have, and defy the cliche of you only know what you have when it's gone.
Needed.
Yeah.
People fear change.
Yeah. I mean, change is scary. I think that's a natural animal instinct, is like, I moved houses and my cats are totally freaked out. I think it's totally natural to fear change. But change is the only constant in life. So the more I can come to terms with accepting that things will change and probably will continue to change forever, the more at peace I'm going to be when there is change.
Yeah, because you come to terms with it.
Yeah.
Change is the only constant.
Now that the pop songs are back, will you add the $ back in, or is that gone forever?
I can't tell you. I have a secret thing on my record that you don't know about yet, but you'll have an answer to that very, very soon.
Okay.
But like, there should be a ceremony.
Isn't this whole thing, isn't this a ceremony?
Yes, it is. I just want to see like a giant like version of the $.
I mean, you'll see something.
Maybe.
Let's just say she might make a feature.
It's a big deal.
I just had a lot of fun with this record, and I hope it's contagiously fun, because I feel like it's what the world needs, is
Fun.
good vibes and fun. And you know, I used to not understand it, but escapism in pop songs or silly movies that just make you laugh, or
It's vital.
It is vital to give your brain a little bit of a vacation from the harsh realities of what's going on.
We the people need it.
Yeah.
You were talking about change. Has your life changed recently? Like, do you still party a lot? Are you going out, or is that not really who you are anymore?
Well, I'm not dead, so I do still go out.
She goes out of her house.
I do leave my home.
Once a week.
I do go out. I just like have never been one to go where there's necessarily like loads of cameras catching what I do. I like to party with my like super homies in dive bars. So we go pretty undetected. We go under the radar. But yeah, I think that there's a healthy amount. I'm working a lot and I've been like traveling around a lot, but then I also celebrate what I get to do, because this is the best job. I put that in like quotations, because not even a job is my life. I have the best job life situation ever, and I feel so lucky and I am so grateful, and to be able to put out music and then continue to put out music. I'm just like lucky to have the fans I have. They've been so amazing. They've been constantly on my side and constantly just there for me, and at the shows, even before I could put out Rainbow, they were there. We were playing small clubs. So I just feel lucky. I feel like in a place of immense gratitude. And do I go out? Sure. And do I celebrate? Yeah.
Do we have a date for the album?
I don't know. What? January 10th.
The hair wall is my favorite. January 10th. It's done.
Yes. It is done. I'm just finishing mastering it.
Whoa. We had Dolly Parton, the Dap Kings, Eagles of Death Metal on the last.
Yes.
And-
So this one on the single, we have Big Frida.
Yes.
Obsessed. Like,
Special.
So special. And we have matching tattoos of dead fish on our hands. So we're bonded for life.
What is it about a dead fish?
I don't know. We were on a cruise boat.
Dead fish
I don't
around
know.
you?
I don't know. And Rabel, I've collaborated with
Cool.
on this record a lot. And he's just like the greatest, most joyful human being on the earth and a great songwriter and singer. And one of my secret things that I guess I'm allowed to talk about is there's one song called Resentment that is featuring Sturgill Simpson and Brian Wilson.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What is it? What is it like working with Brian? Because like he's on another level and
It's like that I'm still trying to process. I've only said it out loud about three times because
it's a lot.
it's a lot. The Beach Boys are one of the most integral parts of my becoming a musician, melodically, lyrically, everything with the harmonies,
And also music as a whole, like at
the
large.
music as a whole. No, I can't.
So
I don't have words.
do you start that record with him in the room or do you come in with stuff?
No, the record was written, and then I am one to just take shots in the dark, and I'm very used to like the worst thing that can happen is they say no. So if someone says no, it's the same thing as if I never asked.
Yeah.
So I might as well ask.
Why not?
And then when he was like, "Sure, I'll add some vocals to it," that I just about like died. I like literally spent lots of time crying, and it's still like a lot. And I'm like scared to tell people because it just feels surreal. But also Sturgill Simpson is like another person. I'm just like speechless at the lineup on that one song. That's just on one song. Is the two of them. So I'm really excited for people to hear that one. Again, that's another one that is addressing a very important emotion, I feel, like in human psychology is resentment. And it's usually a lot of times it's underneath fear, underneath fighting. And I haven't really like heard it addressed
No.
as much as at least it's affected my life. So I really wanted to put out a song that does talk about it because I think it's a really important emotion to acknowledge because it's at the root of a lot of issues. And then if you can kind of unearth that, you can solve a lot of other things.
It really is at the core.
For a lot of like, I don't know, when you get jealous or you get, it's resentment. You get resentful. And then once you can kind of talk about it, then it makes me at least feel a lot lighter and more free once I can address those things.
Wait, hold on. You have a cruise?
Yes. Okay. So I've never been, or I had never been on a cruise before. So
Make your own.
I booked a Kesha Cruise and I had no idea what to expect. And I had the greatest 4 days. It was so much fun. And it was like a floating island of rainbows and dreams and glitter and magicalness. It was so fun and everyone was so happy and people were taking care of each other and they were also like gambling and jumping off things into the pool. And then we went to the Bahamas and there was a tattoo artist on board and I got a tattoo and
that's the dead fish.
it's a dead fish and it matches with Big Frida, who's on my new single.
So you met Big Frida on the cruise? Was she just like a normal patron or did you invite her?
No, I invited Big Frida because I'm such a huge fan. And then I was watching her show and I was in the middle of getting ready for my show because I was playing right after her. And just to paint the picture, it's kind of like a little festival on a cruise ship with a pool and a tattoo place. And then there's like a jewelry store and a giant bar and a tennis court.
It is legitimately your own cruise.
It was crazy. I did not know what to expect. Let me just preface it with that. Like I was like, this could be the most amazing thing ever, or it could be a little bit of a disaster. Who knows? And I went, and it was so fun. And it was like exactly what I've always wanted in my entire life. It was people going totally nuts, but feeling really safe and kind of taking care of each other,
That's a
leaving
cruise.
notes on each other's doors. I remember I went down and just like left a bunch of notes on people's doors, and I would join different people's sets and just sneak on stage. And
That's amazing.
it's so fun. If you want to go on a cruise and watch a bunch of music and maybe get a tattoo and be free to do whatever you want, I encourage you to come because it's really fun.
You're doing another one in October.
Yes.
I kind of want to go.
You should.
You just sold me.
It's really fun.
Dan, you want to go?
Sure.
Are you a cruise bro?
You might wake up with a tattoo.
I get seasick, but I'm down to try it.
You know what? It's actually such a big boat
Can't feel it.
that you can't feel it.
Oh,
It's just
perfect.
kind of like you're floating around. It's like a mini festival, but you can be as loud as you want because you're surrounded by the ocean.
Do you perform every night?
I perform. How many times did I perform? I kind of like impromptu performed a couple different times, but I had like 2 proper shows.
That's cool.
And then we did a lip sync for your lifeboat. So you can come and lip sync for your lifeboat.
So I have to sing in order to survive?
No, you don't get like thrown off the boat or like walk the plank, but whoever wins, I forget what they won. I think they just got to parade around.
Do you sing timber on this boat ride? Because the lyrics could be a little weird on a boat.
It's going down. Oh, I'm yelling timber. I see what you mean. I think I did, but really, it's going down. I'm yelling timber is more just like tonight. It's going down.
Uh-huh.
It's
know.
deeper than.
It's much deeper than a Titanic reference. Okay.
October. That is the cruise. And obviously, you're going to be performing a brand new album.
Yes, and I'm so excited. I can't wait for people to hear it. I'm like dying.
Just wondering, back to one of the records you did bring up. Is that one of the, Redemption? Is that one of the deeper records or is that a pop record?
Resentment.
Resentment, I'm sorry. Not Redemption, Resentment. By the way,
Redemption's also a good song title. I'll write it down.
by the way, after Resentment comes Redemption.
Yeah.
But is that a deeper record or is that going to be a poppier one?
That one is definitely a more introspective, talking about personal relationships and the importance of unearthing the resentment that is there and talking about it so you can move through it.
Deeper.
Yeah, I mean, the record is not all just like wild pop songs. I mean, there are plenty of those because they bring me joy, and it's like brought me so much joy making them and thinking about my fans, and they hear them and hopefully dancing to it at the shows I'm going to play. Like, that's one of my favorite things in the entire world is seeing it pay off at a show and just seeing people jumping and dancing and yelling the words. That's the best feeling in the world. But I also, to balance those out, to show kind of like the whole spectrum of where I'm at in my life, it's not always that. And I think that's okay. So there are definitely some slower songs and introspective. And then there are some ones that encourage you to get like a little nuts.
The album is you.
Yeah.
January 10th, that is the album. High Road, Raising Hell, that is a single. Kesha, you're
Love you.
amazing.
You're amazing.
I could talk to you for hours.
You can edit the part out where I said I'm hiking in my sleep.
No.
I was just thinking about how I was hiking and writing the song and the words weren't connecting with my brain.
If you see Kesha hiking, she could be sleepwalking.
I'm probably sleeping.
You're really incredible, and I'm so excited for this album and Raising Hell.
Let's raise some hell.
Hey, beautiful human, thanks for watching our full interview, but I get it. Like, a full interview is a lot. So we got a Clips channel. We don't expect you to watch the full thing anymore, so we just gave you the highlights. Please subscribe and notifications and all that stuff. Okay, cool. I love you.